All right, with a little help from my friends by the Beatles, we're going to start out with the C6 chord. This is going to be all of these fives here, so you could use whatever finger you want. But we're going to have to go from this to a D, so that's why I'm using this finger. So we're going to have triplets, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a, and you could do those like down, up, down. So that'd be down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So either way you want to do it. To the D. So same thing. So if you did it all with downstrokes, it'd be 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and an E chord. Then we have a little fill. We have. Now this is a swing thing, so it's not ding 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 ding. It's like ding dee ding ding, and that's going to be the 8 on the G string. Then we have the little string open, and then 7, and then 8. So now we have a triplet. We're going to go 6 5 open, like a 1 and a, 1 and a, and then 5 0 5 is the other triplet. So 1 and a, 2 and a. Then we're going to move to these 2 4s right here. Hit them at the same time, and then 2 little opens is the other triplet there. So it's 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and a, and then we have 1 So that's like the first of the triplet and the third on this last one on these little open. 1 and a. So it's like. Okay, so it's a little tricky, but all together we got. Okay, and that gets us into the easy part, the verse. We're going to have 2 beats on an E and then 2 beats on a B. Do your B however you like. So 2, 3, 4, E, B, and then F sharp minor for 4. And that's those 2s with that big 4. So 2, 3. Now we're going to do 2 more of those to B to E for 4. And then we'll start over on the E to B. We'll go F sharp minor for 4. 2 more of those. Now this time B7. 1, 2, open 2. And E for 4. So let's go through that verse again. We got 2 E's and 2 B's. And then we go to F sharp minor. So 2, 3, 4. And here goes F sharp minor. 2 extras on that. 1, 2 to the B. And then E for 4. E to B again. F sharp minor. 2 more of those to B7 to E for 4. Okay, now we're on the chorus. We got D twice. We got A twice. And E for 4. And again. Now we have A for 4. And we hit an E chord. And there is a little fill there we can look at. So there was a little pause before we started. And then we have the 9 on the second string and the little 7. We're going to slide those both down 2 to the 7 and 5. Now here we have 5 and 4. And then we're going to have part of a major chord here. So we have the 9, 8, 7. We're sliding it down 2. So this is going from a B chord to an A chord and then back to a B. So it's 3, 4, 1. Okay, one more time. We got 3, 4, 1. Okay, and then we're back into a new verse. We got E to B, F sharp minor for 4, 2 more of those to B, to E for 4. And you can throw a little jang, jang, janga, jang every now and again. So, but when it's doing kind of 2 beats each, there's not a whole lot of time for extra strums. So here we go, second half of the verse. Going to B7 to the E. Now we have our chorus again, D to A, to E, again, and then A. So that time we're not going to have any fill there because we're going to go right into this bridge. So this bridge is going to be C sharp minor, 6-6-5-4. We're going to go to F sharp major, 4-3-2-2. And then we have 2 E's and 2 D's to A for 4. And then that bridge thing repeats, so it's C sharp minor for 4, and we got F sharp, then 2 E's, 2 D's, and then 4 A's, and then we're back to another verse. Here goes our chorus again. Now we're going to have A, back to E, and bridge again. Repeat that, C sharp minor, F sharp major, E to D to A. So on this last chorus here, we're going to have D to A to E, but we're going to do it 3 times this time. D, whole measure, A, whole measure, and then C, D, and E. Okay, so let's look at the last verse, chorus, bridge, and longer chorus out. So 2, 3, and E to B, F sharp minor, hang on that, to B, to E, do it again, E to B, F sharp minor. Now this time, we're going to B7 to E. Now we got our chorus, D to A to E, twice. Now we have A and our E into the bridge. Once again, that was C sharp minor. Let's try that, 2, 3, and F sharp major, E to D to A. We're going to go C sharp minor again, F sharp, E to D to A. Now here's the last chorus out. We got D to A to E. One more time of that. Now we got D, A, C, D, and E, and we're gonna hold it. All right, with a little help from my friends, let's check out that intro one more time. So we got okay, and we had that little fill where we went. So one more time, that was 9 and 7. Slide it twice. 5 and 4. And those. All right, Ringo, the Beatles, with a little help from my friends. This will have a tab with it. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll talk to you soon. All right, this is going to be Let It Be by the Beatles. This is going to have a guitar solo in it too. We're going to start out with a C chord. We got, so you could have a strum like a down, 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 up kind of thing. It's basically 2 beats each. So C, A minor. Now here we have F major 7, 3, 2, 1, open. And then we're going to put a pinky in here in the 2nd string, 3rd fret. That makes it F6. So we got C, G, A minor, and then F major 7. So it's kind of like 1 beat each worth. So it's like 2 on the A minor, 1, 2. So that'd be the 4 beats of that measure. So C, G, A minor, F major 7, F6, C to G, and then we're gonna have an F. So we have the F chord, and then a 2 O to a C chord. So that's our main part. That's our main little verse part too. So we're gonna go into the verse now. We got C to G, A minor, F major 7, F6, C to G. We got that F walk to C. We're gonna do all that again. C to G, A minor, F major 7, F6, C to G. We got F with the walk down. Now we're going chorus. We're gonna go to the A minor to C, then F to C, and then C to G. Then we're gonna have that walk down on the F. F to C again. So here we go, another verse. C to G, A minor, F major 7, F6, C to G, F walk down. Let me do that again. C to G, A minor with the F chords, C to G, F with the walk down. Then we got our chorus again, A minor to C. We got F to C, C to G, and F with the walk down. We're gonna do that chorus again, A minor to C. We got F to C, C to G, and then F with the walk down to C. Now we got this cool riff, like piano riff. We got okay, we're gonna do that twice. So we have little 5 with 6 on the second string, and then we have 5 and 3 to 3 and 1 to 1 and open. So it's, and then we're gonna go 3 and 3 on the G and B strings to 2 and 1 on those strings to opens, and then big strings 3 and 2 to 2 and open. So okay, once again we got 6 and 5, and then 5 and 3 to 3 and 1 to 1 and open. Let's try those. 3, 4. And then we got the 3s to the 2, 1 to opens. So, and then 3, 2, 2 open. Okay, so I'll play that one more time. We got 3, 4. Okay, and then we have a guitar solo coming up. So we got, so it starts out with a 1 down here and an open on the G string. 1 is on the B string. We're gonna do a quick hammer into that 2 on the G string. Back to that open 1, and then we got 2 open on the D string. So we got, so I jumped down because we don't have the low C. I went up to this high C. So we got, play the C, and then we're gonna go. So that was a quick hammer from open to 2 to the G twice, back to that 2 and back to the G. So we got, so that was hammer on the G, O to 2, do that 1 down here, slide the 3 into 5. So we got, slide those down, 5 to 3 to 1. So this one waits for a tiny bit on the new measure, so it's like 1. We're gonna have 5 into 3 to that little 3 down below, sliding back down. So we got, now here we're gonna slide back up and hit that 5 down there. So we got, sliding on back down. So we've got the whole thing. We got, then we're gonna go. So double pull off here. Same thing here. Down to that C again. So we got. Then our next part is. So we got hammer on the 5 to 7 on the big one, 5 a couple times on the G, back to that 7 to 5. So that was taking the 7 on the G, sliding into the 9 and hitting the 8 underneath it. So we're going to do a couple more of those slides into the 9 and 8. So we ended up on that 10 here on the second string. So we got 8, 10, little 8, sliding up into that 12 up there from this 10. So we got. So we got up into the 12, and then we're going to slide down. 8, 10, 8. We're on the 15, we're going up 2 frets and back, and then we're starting on this 10. We're going to slide quickly up to the 12 and back, to the 8, to the 10. Kind of do a quick slide back and forth again. So once again, whole solo. Then we come up here. And then we go way up high. And then. So after the solo, we got a chorus again. We got A minor to C, F to C, C to G. And then we got the F walk down to the C. Now we'll have another verse. So remember, the verse is like C to G, A minor, and you got your Fs. F walk down to C. And we got C again, G, A minor, got the Fs, C to G, F walking down to C. And let's check out the chorus here. We got A minor, C, we got F to C, C to G, F walk down. Okay, so there's just verses and choruses. There's like 3 choruses at the end. Then we're going to end with that cool riff. We got the. And on a C chord. So once again, that was 6 and 5, 5 and 3, to 3 and 1, 1 and open, and then 3s, 2, 1, opens, 3 and 2 and the big ones, and a C chord. All right, Let It Be by the Beatles. Thanks for watching Damon's Baritone Uke Joint, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, this is going to be Octopus's Garden by Ringo and the Beatles. Ringo coming through once again. Let's look at this finger picking bit. So we're going to have an E chord. We're going to have a C sharp minor chord, 6, 6, 5, 4. We're going to have this A shape, 7, 6, 5, 5. B shape, 9, 8, 7, 7. That's our first 4 chords. We're going to get into one of those standard picking things, finger picking things. So we want to do the outside strings. You want to have a finger on each different string. And we're going to start with the thumb and the ring finger on the bottom string. And then we're going to go first finger on the G, down to the middle finger on the second string there. And then bass again with that thumb. And then we're going to come in here, we're going to go little string to that G string. So both of the outsides. So So that's 4 and 1, strings 4 and 1. You know, 1 is the bottom one, 4 is the big one. So 4 and 1, and then 3, 2, 4, 1, 3. That's the string numbers there. So if you can get that finger pattern together, you're good for all the different chords. So it's 1, 2, and 3, and 4. See how that works? Okay, so let's look at this C sharp minor. You get your 6, 6, 5, 4. We have the outsides. Same pattern. Now we're going to go to the A chord and the B chord. Back to that E. Let's try that. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. A, B, okay, so let's do it real slow. 3 and 4 and okay, now think if you just wanted to strum that, you could be like, a 1 and 2 E and a 3 and 4 E and a. Okay, so either way you like, you got the finger picking. Or you got the strumming. Then we're going to have this C sharp minor. To the B, to the A, and B, 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 B. Okay, and then we're back to this. Now, we're going to have a quick A to the B to the E. Okay, so that was kind of the chorus, kind of like a pre-chorus and a chorus there. So once again, our verse was E, we had the finger picking or just strumming, C sharp minor, A, and B. We're going to do that again, E, C sharp minor, A, B. Now pre-chorus, we got our C sharp minor. And down to the B to the A. And this first time we go 1, 2, 3, 4, da-dum-dum. So 4 hits on that B. 1, 2, 3, 4, da-dum-dum. And then finger picking. The only thing different here in this little chorus is we got fast A to B. Okay, and then the verse is going to start again. Okay, just to keep it moving along, we'll skip the second time it does that thing twice. Then we're into this pre-chorus, C sharp minor. To the B, to the A. Now this time it just goes bum, bum, bum. It goes along with the lyrics. It only has 3 hits right there because it has 3 words in the lyrics that he says right there. So it's 1, 2, 3, ba-dum, bum, and then you're back to the E to C sharp minor. Quick A to B. Now we have the solo. It's going to be A. And then F sharp minor. 2s with the 4 on top for that F sharp minor. Now you can go D here. And This is all the same finger picking to E. But you have another option here on this D. You could do this one with this 4 on top here. And you go up to the E up here. It takes you back to that A, F sharp minor. Now this time, they're quicker, and it's A to B at the end. Okay, so that's kind of the cool part. So let's look at that solo part again. We got A, F sharp minor. Now we're gonna put in this 3 on the second string. We have that D with the F sharp up to this E with the G sharp. And now we're real close to that A again. F sharp minor. We got that D with the F sharp up to the E with the G sharp and the A up to B. So let's look at that last one again. We got A, F sharp minor. We got D, E, A, B. Okay, and then back to another verse. We got that C sharp minor. We're gonna go to the B, to the A. We'll have 4 hits again on the B. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then kind of finishing off this little chorus bit. Quick A to B. Now at the end here, we're gonna have. So we did the quick A to B, and then we went to a C sharp minor. We do that twice. A, B, and then we have this lick. (15, 14, 12). To the 14 on the second, 12 here. Slide that one down. Slide it back up. Okay, and then we have an intro riff we got to look at too that we kind of skipped just to get into the easier stuff at the beginning. So let's take a look at how this whole thing ends. We're going to have this chorus. Then we have A to B. We have a C sharp minor. Boom, boom, to boom, boom, to boom. We're going to do that twice. Now this time, going to the ending. Okay, 15, 14, 12. 14, 12, and then 13 to 11 to 9. Slides back up, 11 to 13. Now let's look at the intro riff. Okay, so it's quite a long riff, but we got 9 to 11 on the big string. I like to use this middle finger to help me slide up so I can have access to that finger there. So we got 9 to 11. Same thing on the next, up to the 13. And then you got 12, 14, 12. Then we're going to take this 13 down, slide it back up. Now the second riff, we got to go way to this little string down here. So we got, you could do kind of either finger because you got to jump down to this first one down here in this 12. 14, 12 on the next one. Sliding this one down, 13, 11. We go 9, 11, 12, 13. Then we're going to have this 14 down here in the second string. So let's look at all that. Then we're going to go. Okay, so the end of that. Okay, so let's look at that intro one more time. We got finger picking. All right, Ringo, the Beatles, Octopus Garden. Thanks a lot for watching. There will be all the finger picking tab and everything and chords and stuff to go along with this. So hope you enjoy it. Talk to y'all soon. Peace. All right, I got some classic Beatles for you today. We got When I'm 64, Paul McCartney. We're going to have this cool little riff to start. Okay, so we're going to have 2, 1, 2 on the big string. And obviously we have a capo on the first fret. So 2, 1, 2. And then down to the G string, open, back to that 2 on the big one. And then on the G string, open, 2, open. And then we're going to the 1 here on the second string. And at that point we go 0, 1, 3, and then open on the little one. So let's take a look. We got... So that one goes up, 0, 1, 3, open on the little one, 3, 1 coming back to the 2 here. You got a 1, 3, 1 right there, and then we have a little last 2 notes there, open G down to that 1. So. Okay, let's take it real slow. 3, 4. Open 1. Okay, and then we get into it. We got a couple bars of C there before he starts singing. And then he starts singing, we got... Okay, so that's basically 3 bars of C, kind of like a 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, and then we go to G7 for just 1 strum, and then we have this little riff. And that's open to 2 on the G, to the open B, back to the 2 and open down there. You can do it like that too if you want to keep it all on 1 string. 0, 2, 4, 2, 0. Okay, so from the verse again, 3, 4. C, 3 times a C, and then we go to the G7. Now we're going to stay on the G7, like 2 bars there, and then we go. Cool little riff there, chromatic riff. So we got open on the B string, 0, 1, 2, 3, and then 5, 4, 3, 1. So we got open, 1, 2, 3, and then we got 5, 4, 3, 1. Okay, so from the verse again, 3, 4. 3 of these, and then G7, G7, 2 measures, and then the riff, and then we're back to a verse. C twice. Now we're gonna go to C7. So that's that 2, 3, 1 open. We're gonna go C twice. C7, right to F. And then we're going to start a thing. F, F, F minor twice. So 2 twice each on these. We got F, F minor, and then C to A, to D, G7, to C. So once again, that's going to be F, and then we got F minor, and then we have C, and then we have A, however you want to do your A. And then we have D, G7, and C. And then we got the A minor, the little descending thing. G, back to A minor. Then we got some more A minor. E, A minor. Now we're going D minor. We go D minor to E minor at the end of that. F, G, C. And then we're gonna have bum, 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 bum. So we have a G note, and then two of them. And then we got 4 notes there. It's like the arpeggio. So we have open, open, 3, and 1. So bum, 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 bum. And then we're into a new verse. So we'll have 3 of these C's to a G7, and a little riff, G7. And then we got our little, keep going with C. Now C7, going into F. And then we had those two each, F, F minor, C to A, D, G7, C. And then da 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 da, back to our A minor. And we'll stay on A minor. We'll go to E major, back to A minor, D minor, and walk into F, G, C. And then we have the bum, 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 bum. Okay, we got a new verse. Now this time we won't have that riff, but we will have this chromatic one. Keep going to C, C7, into F, and then we have our changes, C to A coming up, D to G7, bum, bum, and that kind of has that G note back to the C, and then we're going to have our little melody from the beginning. You can end on a C chord if you wanted to. So once again, that little melody. 2, 1, 2, open, 2, open, 2, open, 1, and then. All right, When I'm 64 by the Beatles. Thanks a lot for watching. Talk to y'all soon. All right, this is going to be Hey Jude by the Beatles. We're going to start out, we're going to do these kind of 3-string chords, so it's not too terribly difficult. We don't have to do that full F, we just need to do the 3, 2, 1, kind of mute that bottom one, just kind of by having that one kind of drape down slightly. We're going to go 4 strums on the F, 3, 4. And then we're going to go to the 2-0-1 from a C, so those top 3 strings. And then C7 is 2, 3, and 1. And for all these chords, you can kind of have that first finger just kind of draping down and touching that small string, so we don't really need to hear that. So F, C is 2-0-1, 2, 3, 1 is C7, bluesy chord, back to F. Now we have B flat. I like to do B flat kind of with those 3s on top, but you could also kind of do it with all 3 of those. And you could kind of put some 1s and opens on the bottom of these if you wanted to, but it's not really necessary. He's not really doing those on the piano that we're kind of simulating. Back to F, C7 again. And then this is the first ending. We're going to go F, F, F. And that's where he has a chance to say, Hey Jude, for the next verse. So the next verse will be the same 3. Hey Jude. To C. C7. To F. B flat. To F. C7. Now this second ending is going to go F, F, F. We have 2 low chords there at the end, so it's like 1, 2, 3 on the F, and then 4 and then we get into a new thing. So this one is going to be 3, 2, and 4. That's an F7. So if that's kind of crazy to get, you could just try to get that 2, 4. So it'd be 2, 3. And what I'm doing here is 2, 1, 1, and 2, 1 open. But you could just make it simple and go F, F, F. 1 to open, and then 2 and 4. But if you can get it a little bit fuller than that, it'd be 2, 1, 1 to 2, 1 open, and then 3, 2, 4. That's an F7. Now we're going to go B flat. This is a 3, 3, 1 on the bottom strings. 2 strums of that. We move the bass to the 2 there on the G string, and then to the open on the G string. And then we bring this finger over here to the 3rd fret of the D string. So it ends up being B flat, and then B flat with an A bass. Then this is a G minor 7 with the open 3, 1. And then a G minor 7 with the F bass is 3 open 3, 1. And then we go to our C7, 4 strums. And then we're back to that F for 3. And we have that little back into those chords, and like I say, that can be F and just 1 open to 2 and 4 on the 3rd and 2nd strings if you can't get that full thing there. But try that out after a while, like. And then we have the B flat, 3, 3, 1, bass to the 2, A bass there, G bass makes it a G minor 7, F in the bass makes it a G minor 7 with an F in the bass, and then C7. Okay, now we're to the bridge. We're going to go F 3 times. Okay, so we have the whole little walk-up kind of melody. So 3 on the F. And then we're going to take the 2 and the 1 from the 3rd and 2nd strings, go 2 and 1 to 3 and 3 to 5 and 4. Okay, so 2 and 1, and you can use whatever fingers make sense to you to get up into these other things. 2 and 1, 3s, 5 and 4 twice, and then come in first finger on the 5s to 7, 6, 9, 8. Do the 9, 8 twice, so it's little pause, and you hit that last set again, the 5s, 7, 6, 9, 8, and then we're back to another verse. F, 3, 4. And you can start to add more strums if you want, kind of like a 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, where it kind of started a little bit more mellow than that. And then we're going B flat, F, C7, and then we're going to do that second ending, which is F, 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 and those 2 chords into that F7 chord. So once again, you could go, and then we have that little B flat walking down thing. Back to F, and the little 1 open. Go through all that again, B flat descending. C7, and then we have that bridge. Then we hit the last part again. Okay, back to a verse. 3, 4, F, C, C7, F, B flat, F, C7, this time we're going to take a new third ending. It's going to go F, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3. And then we're in the outro. We're going to go, this is the na 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 part. So that's an E flat chord. So we did F for 4. And then this is 5, 3, 4, 3. And if that's tough, just try to do a little D shape down here in the 3rd fret. So you'd be like F. Think of a D on the 3rd fret. Just mute the big one. And then B flat is our 3s on the bigger 3 strings. Or, you know, that one. Back to F. And that's our outro. That just repeats. That's the fuller one. Okay, so let's go back through and let's do a little play along, easy tempos kind of stuff. Let's go ahead and start with that outro. So we got F, E flat, however you want to do it, B flat, back to F. 3, 4. Here goes E flat, B flat, F, F again, E flat, B flat, okay, let's look at the beginning of the song, the verse again. Hey, F, nice and slow to C, and then the C7 is going to add that 3 in there, and the G string, back to F, and then B flat, to F, C7, back to F 3 times. Okay, and then the verse would go through the same things again, but it would end with F 3 times, and then that. So let's try that. F 3 times. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 1, open. So that F7. And that'll take a little practice, but let's try this new one now. We got the B flat descending 2 each, so 3, 4. C7, and let's jump to that bridge. So we got 3 Fs, and we'll have that. Let's try that. F 3 times, and then that riff. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And then again. Okay, I think that's most of the important parts. So Hey Jude by the Beatles. Hope you all dig this. Got a tab with that. We'll talk to you all soon. Thanks a lot. All right, this is Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds by the Beatles. We're going to start out with this riff. Okay, so we do that twice. So that's 9, 10, and 12 going down the strings. Now we're going to bring the ring finger over to the 12 and the G and go 12 and then little 12 to the 10. So that's kind of a different order there. And then we're going to go to this 11th fret, straight down the strings like that, and then to the 10, and then 10, 9, 10 here. So. What I'll do is I'll use that middle finger on that 10 and then go down here with these other fingers and then come back to that one on that string. So it's like, that way I'm set up for the new set. So we got. Okay, so we do that twice. So this is in 3 time. This is like 3, 4. So we're gonna have a 3 count. Let's go ahead and try that. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that goes twice, and then it's going to go a little different. So one time was for intro, one time was for the first verse, and then the second line of the verse is going to have a different ending. So right here we're going to switch to the 8 and the 10. So 10 on the G, 8 on the little string, and we're going to also have a 10 on the second string. So we're going to hit these third and first string, and then we go to the 10 on the second string. So it ends up being like, if you're thinking of the high notes, it's like 8, 10, 8, 10. So just the first one has that 10 and the bass also. Then we do a regular riff. Now this next one is going to do the first 2 bits right there, and then we're going to have this thing here where we have 11 and 9. So 11 on the G, 9 on the E string. So that little bottom part goes 9, 12, 9, 12, 9, 12. And we hit that first one and kind of let this bassy note ring. Now we're going to go to the D bass with the 10th fret on the second string. To the 13, 10, 13 on that bottom string. Okay, so this new one was like. Now we're into the pre-chorus. We have this B flat. I just use these top 3 strings on the 3rd fret there, kind of mute the bottom one. You could do your full thing with the 1 on the bottom too. So we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strums. So we're in that 3 times, so it's like 2 measures of that. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now we're gonna go to a C chord. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then an F. Back to B flat. C again. Maybe mix it up, go to that different C, G, and D. Now here it goes boom, 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 and that puts it into 4/4 now. So we have been in 3/4, but once we hit this chord and the drum goes boom, 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 that made a measure of 4. Now we're in 4 for the chorus. We're gonna have. So it's like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Do that 3 times with the G to C to D. Now here we have an extra measure of D. 3, 4. Back to the original riff in 3. Now this one's gonna go. So it just kind of keeps going with the 8 to 10. Back to regular riff. Now this one, we're going to do that 11 and 9 to the 12 thing, and then we're just going to kind of go open with the 10 and 13. You could do it like that, you could hit them all at the same time. Doesn't have the same like extra couple notes that the other one did. So then we're in the pre-chorus again. We got this B flat for 6 beats. We got 1, 2, 3. Go into C, F, B flat, C, G, and D. 2, 3, and back in the chorus. So 3 times of this. Extra D, D, 2, 3, 4, right into a verse. So original riff. And this is that, like the first time through, back to the A riff. And there, here's we have. Okay, and then we're straight into right into the chorus. So let's take one more look at the pre-chorus and play along. So once again, it was B flat, C, F, B flat, C, G, and then D at the end. So B flat, C, F, B flat, C, G, and then a D chord, okay? So we're gonna have a 3 count, 6 beats each. So 1, 2, 3. C, G this time. D chord, 2, 3, and now let's count in the chorus. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Okay, here we go. 3 and 4 and. One more time. D again. Okay, and then that last verse, like I said, is the regular one. And then it's this one. Back to the original one. Then this last kind of a riff. Okay, right into a chorus here. Now this is going to be the end of the song. So we're going to start repeating the chorus. And the way we do that is we got this D chord here. We're going to go to an A chord. And then we just repeat the chorus. Go to A. So that would just repeat. And then I want to show you a little cool guitar and bass line that happens in here on the chorus. Okay, so it's G string, it's 0, 0, 2, 4, 5, and then come down to the second string, 3, 5, 3. So it's. So that's kind of a bum, da dum, da dum, da. The third one is kind of da da dum, da da dum, da da dum, dum. Now for this D to A, we could do a little bass line here. So it's 0, 4, 7, 4, 0, 4, 0, 4. Let's try that. 2, 3, and. One more time. 3 and 4 and. And then we do a similar thing for the A. 2, 2, 5, 2. And then 2, 2, 5, back to the original 2 there on the G string. So let's try that. 3 and 4 and. Okay, then you'd be back to the chorus. And if we did the whole bass line, it'd be like. All right, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, John Lennon, the Beatles. Hope you all dug that. Got a tab with it. We'll check you out soon.